So for today's craft, I'm going to be making our Super Mario family shirts in preparation to go to Universal Studios in Japan next week. And I love these kind of shirts because it kind of just makes you excited for the day and it's fun. Especially if you have a big group, it's easy to find your family members or all the kids running around. And I'm making my shirts yellow, so even more so, it'll be easy to find the kids. So I didn't want to do print and cut because I feel like that vinyl tends to not last as long. So I'm doing a whole yellow shirt that I bought on Amazon, and I'll show you at the table. And I wanted an outline design. So I found this one on Etsy. And I really like it because it looks really good. There's all the characters. My husband picked the bomb. I picked Princess, the original one. And later on, I'm going to let my kids choose. They're not home yet. So they can choose their own character and I'll cut them out. But yeah, it's only $2. So after you purchase it, you do have to unzip the file. And because I have a Mac, I had to use a special program called Unzip One. Usually you could use like WinRAR, like Win RAR. But yeah, so I had to use this program. But I have all the files now and I'm just going to upload it to Cricut Design Space. So I already have them uploaded, but I'll show you just the process. I'm just going to go into the file and simply drag in the design that I want. So I'll name this Mario Peach number 2. So just do this for any of the files that you want to use. And then you can go ahead, I'm just going to delete this one because I'm not going to use it. Then you can go ahead and select the ones that you do want and add them to Canvas. So if it's helpful for you, you can use a template. So I'm just using a classic t-shirt template. And this one doesn't have really an option to like change the sizes, but at least you can see what it would look like. So for the princess, I wanted to make, I already measured my shirts and I'm wearing a kid's medium. So I want this to be 7 inches wide. So that's what it would look like in the front of the shirt. And for my husband's one, because his shirt is a adult large, I'm making his 9 inches wide, just so it's like proportionate. And for the Super Mario, I wanted it to be 6 inches wide. And at first I was gonna put this in the front of the shirt, but I thought, oh, maybe it's a little bit too busy. So I decided to put it in the back by the tag. And I think that'll be really cute because you can see the reflective vinyl. I'm using reflective vinyl from the back also. So yeah, later on when my kids get home, I'm going to let them choose their own design. So I'm just going to hide all these. And then all the shirts are going to have the Super Mario in the back. So I'm going to duplicate it. So when I clicked make it, I noticed all the little pieces from the face of Princess and the Bomb were here. So I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot to attach it. So this particular design font is not already attached. So go ahead and click the design and attach. And I'll just do the Mario too, or the Super Mario, just to be safe. Okay, so now when we click make it, it's all together. And I love to save vinyl when I can. So instead of just taking what Cricut gives me, I'm going to try to minimize my vinyl usage. So I'm going to move this one to the bomb sheet. And sometimes you just have to play with it. So I think if I move it upside down and this a little bit down, I'll get the maximize space usage. Also, do not forget to mirror. That is probably the most important thing because then you'll waste a lot of vinyl. So for this one, I could turn it sideways and save like an inch. So my base material is going to be everyday iron-on, and I find this works well for this vinyl. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it out and meet you back at the table. Okay, so we're at the table, and this is the vinyl that I'm using, the HTV, and it's from Htvront, and it's the light reflective light gray vinyl. And I bought this in a 10-foot by 12-inch roll, and I've actually used this a lot. I'm like more than halfway done with it. So the instructions are really easy. It's really easy to cut, and it says to press at 284. So I have my Cricut Easy Press set to 285, and preheat, and then apply medium pressure for 10 to 15 seconds. And if you need to, then do it for another 5 to 10 seconds. For the most part, I've never had a problem with this. It also says to use a Teflon sheet. You can also use parchment paper too. I've done that. I feel like the Teflon sheet is a smoother, like if you have to fix something or, redo something, Teflon sheet is actually better than parchment. The other HTVs that I was considering, since it's a yellow shirt, is the Cricut matte black with that design. I think it would look cute. But I really love the light reflective HTV. Like in person, and especially when you're walking around at nighttime, it really does look cool. Like it does like flashlight. So I really like that one. I also have the rainbow version, which is cool too. But I thought the silver would look better on this shirt. I was also thinking of doing this black glitter, Cricut black glitter HTV. I never get to use this. I think, I realize if it's the guys' shirts, they might not want glitter. So I hardly ever get to use this one. But yeah, so let's start with the shirts. The shirts I bought from Amazon are these Gildan kid shirts. So I'm going to wear a medium. My older son's also a medium, and my 7-year-old is a size small. So these all match in color. Unfortunately, I couldn't get a Gildan yellow shirt for my husband, like a large. So it is a little bit of different color. I don't think he cares that much. So that's what we're going with. And this is actually, if we have a choice, I would do the Wrestle Athletic. Like if you could find their colors. Because the Gildan shirts, I washed it once already. Because it's cotton, I did want to wash it and see if it would shrink. And the color kind of faded already. I mean, it's okay. I mean, we're gonna wear it for the trip, and maybe they'll wear it once or twice after, but yeah. So you can tell like this quality is a lot better. This washed a lot better than this one. I will do my shirt first. I'm doing the medium. And I wear a size small adult shirt, so I don't know, the medium fit really well. I tried another like adult women's shirt, and this one actually fit way better on me. And this also came in a 2-pack, so it just happened to work out that I am the same size as my 10-year-old. Great. I think his shoes are, he wears the same size shoes as me also right now. So first thing I'm going to do, I did just iron it, so it should be all good. But I'm going to preheat it and also make the crease down the middle. So just going to press it and hold it here for a couple seconds. This neckline does come up a little high on me. It's like really like by my neck bone, which is okay. But just wanted to let you know. Like even with the light, you can tell it's really reflective. And I think it's nice and subtle versus black. So I'm gonna put this on the side. So the other option was to do this one and this one. But I felt that this would make it too low, and I didn't want this circle thing like by my stomach. I don't know. It just would seem weird to me, I think. I would rather have the main design like on my chest area, I guess. So one thing you can do, and this we did really well, if you can see the design. And also this graphic was really good. So I highly recommend the graphic. So one way you can get the middle is to fold it in half. I don't want to crease the whole thing, but I'm just going to crease the top and the bottom. And then you can align that on the crease you made right in the middle of the shirt with the iron. So like 3 fingers down works for me. it is a circular design, so you just kind of eyeball it too. Yeah, it's kind of hard when you have like you know, an abstract design. I think I want to align it with the neckline. Okay, so that looks good to me. I'm gonna go ahead and put my Htvront sheet down, and the whole thing fits under this 9x9 press. So I'm just gonna go ahead. So I'm just gonna let this cool for about 45 seconds and then test it. Okay, so it's slightly cooled. I'm just gonna peel up an edge and make sure that it's on there really good. So I feel like this little edge, like this part was okay, So while that's cooling, I think I'll do the back. I don't think it will really interfere with that. And I don't mind having the carrier sheet on there while I do the tag. So this part is kind of lumpy. So what I'm gonna do is stick the mat inside the shirt. Okay, so here's the tag, and it's already preheated since I've been ironing this. And I just wanna get the seams right on the edge of that mat. Okay. So if you want, you can fold it in half if that helps you. And you can align it with the tag, which is right there. So I think that would be cute, right? Right in the back. So now I'm gonna use my mini just because it's easier. So I have it set to medium, and I'm just going to go over it. Pretty much the same thing, like every section, 10-15 seconds. Okay, so while that's cooling, I'm gonna check my front design. So yeah, I'm liking how that stuck on more. And you never wanna like peel off too much, because once you put it back on, if the cut lines are on top of the design, it'll like indent the vinyl. Okay, so that's good. Let's check this one. Okay, so that looks good. And this vinyl is okay with like stretchy material. Like I wouldn't stretch it like a lot, but it does all right. Like it's not going to peel up real quick. But yeah, doesn't that look super shiny? I was gonna put like super mom or super dad, but then when I got to like the boys, I'm like super bro, like then it just seems weird, I guess, because it's very Super Mario Bros, right? So I don't know, I just stuck with the Super Mario logo. But yeah, so this is my shirt, and I'll do my husband's real quick. So this design is a little like left heavy, I feel like. So I'm gonna move it slightly to the right. So I wanna line it up with the neckline again. So the main circle part is in the middle. So just kinda, you gotta eyeball it. What looks right in real life. There you go, a little bit to the left. There's still a lot of shirt left on the bottom, so I may move it down just a tiny bit. Also, you want the design on the chest usually. Like you don't want a circular design on your stomach unless you want to like accentuate that part. So yeah, I think that'll be on his chest. So it looks good. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the Htvront sheet over and iron. Okay. And I think I'll just do it one more time just to get it on there real good. And because this design is a little big, I'm gonna go ahead with my mini and just do the top a little bit. You know, these little, tiny little lines. And the bottom. Just for some extra insurance. Okay, so the tag is underneath. It's already printed on there, which is fine. Okay, so that looks good. I think it's on there really well. Oh, that one could use a little bit more. So I'm gonna go ahead and iron it just a little bit. Okay, yeah, that was much better. So yeah, I really like how these turned out. It'll be really cute when I figure out or find out what characters my sons pick. They always surprise me, so I guess we'll find out at the end of the video. I'll show a picture of all the shirts together, and then hopefully when we wear it on a trip, I'll take a family photo and maybe post on Instagram or something. Oh, and I do have some bonus footage, I guess. I have two other things that I need to HTV, and this is a sling bag that I have in one of my previous videos, the one where I'm comparing 3 different kind of iPad slings. Such a random kind of bag, right? But I guess I'll just quickly HTV these on, or iron these on. I'm using the same HTV, that's why I just cut it out all together. So I guess I'll just show you what it looks like if there's extra time in this video. But yeah, I love this HTV. It's so good for like kids stuff especially. Because I mean, why wouldn't you want to have like extra reflectivity, you know? Just for safety. So this one is going to be a little small for the mat. Now since I have it here, I'll just use a pillowcase and fold it under. Then I'll have to worry about it. Because I have burned through nylon items and it's not fun. So I like to use a HTV that's going to stick on quickly and well the first time if I can. So I'm just going to put it here. The inside flap doesn't have anything. If it had pockets, I would be more worried. But even if, say, it fused to the back of this material, the outer material, it wouldn't really be a problem. So in this case, I would definitely recommend using a Teflon sheet. And because it's like a soft padded kind of thing, you're gonna have to put like extra force. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my mini, no, what is this called? I forgot what it's called, but it's the small one on medium. And just 10 seconds. Okay, so while this is cooling, I have one more item. I have this huge duffel bag. I'm not going to be able to show you the whole thing in frame, but it's just like this. And I'm going to be putting the HTV on the top part of the bag. And there's a design in the front, so I'm going to be making it face this way. So really, I'm going to be doing this upside down, like this. So this kind of bag is like that thin, I wouldn't say cheap nylon, but it's that thin, very plasticky kind of nylon. So hopefully this works well. I'm just kind of going to eyeball it. It's just a bag. Okay, does that look even on the top? So my son likes Star Wars. That's why it's in Star Wars font, which is good. I think he can like Star Wars for a long time, whereas like Roblox and stuff, they might get tired of it. So I'm just gonna HTV this or iron this on. This time I'm just gonna hold it down in sections for 10 seconds each, and that might work better because this is a larger or wider font. For the last letter, I'm going to move the mat down just a little bit. Okay. Oh, see, this one is still... So that corner I might have missed. Okay, I think it might just be that corner. So the bag looks fine, not melted, which is good. Okay, so let's check his sling bag. This side looks good. This side looks good. So yeah, I think he'll be happy, and it's reflective. Okay, let's check this one. Yep, that's on good. That's good. I always use my nail and try to like scratch it off. If it doesn't come off, then it's okay. It's always the corners, that's why, right? So yeah, thanks for watching, and hope you try this HTV. I've been super happy with it. Nothing has peeled off, and I've used this on like the raincoats. I did use this on our Disneyland shirts last year, and after like 10 washings, it was a very intricate Star Wars design. Some of it was like kind of peeling a little bit, but I mean, super impressed with this, especially for non-washing materials. It will totally last. But yeah, thanks for watching, and please subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.